Bum 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 ba da da bum 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 bum. Alexander Rybak did his bump 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 this morning inside Altice Arena. Norway had their first rehearsal, and we should talk about it. Are you ready? Let's do this. If you watched Melody Grand Prix in Norway, then this will be familiar, but this is better. They have amped up the on-screen graphics, the keyboard, the violin. There's bursts, I don't know, of light, I would call them. There's a keyboard that expands when he says it'll start off small and then it will grow. Very nice effect. They just look better. I mean, they looked great in Norway, but for whatever reason, they look more sleek and expensive. They've had time to refine them. He's got the charisma. He was really bringing it. He sounded great as always. You can tell he's very professional because he was assessing the stage. You could kind of see him like, he doesn't need to practice the dance moves. He knows the dance moves. So if he needed to pause and just look and check things out, he would do that. A great testament to him. Sometimes I think the camera pans out too far. The strength of this is him. You don't need to see the stage. I'm sure RTP want to show off the stage, but I think tighter shots that focus on him and his dancers and slash backing vocalists. They're different people, but it's the same choreography basically that we saw in Norway. Yeah, it's very effective. The press room was really cheering for this. Personally, I still don't like it, but that's not the point. People respond to this. Young people will respond to this. Yeah, he did a very good job.
Yes, like he's probably the most charismatic performer, well, arguably the most charismatic performer in this year's contest, and he has a charm about it, and it's kind of like a boyish look about him, and he has this kind of, as if he lives in the fountain of youth, because he looks no older than he did like 9 years ago. But the thing is, the song just isn't, it's not up there, and the thing is, the song, if we took away Alexander Rybak from it, we've got Germany 2009, Miss Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang, or Electro Velvet, Still in Love with You, UK 2015. It's that same kind of false, cheery, bum, 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 let's all have a fun, jolly time, and oh, this is so much fun. And there's people going around in the press rooms kind of being all like, know-it-all, being like, this is going to win. All the kids who watch Sesame Street are going to do it. Do these kids who watch Sesame Street, do they have cell phones?
No.
Do they have cell phones with enough credit on them that they can be ringing up all these expensive numbers to vote for Mr. Alexander Rybak? No. Do their parents want to indulge them? I don't think so. Junior Eurovision is a case in point. If this demographic was as powerful as people are suggesting, Junior Eurovision would be a massive runaway hit, and it wouldn't be struggling to get its quota of countries. Because when was the last time we had a European-wide Junior Eurovision song that was massive everywhere? Never.
Thank you, Mr. Muldoon.
So I unfortunately realised that in the second run through that we saw, I was like kind of dancing along in my seat to it, which is kind of worrying because I'm like, I don't like the song, but I think just his charisma sells it so much. I do agree that some of the camera shots aren't quite right. Like the moment where you first see he's actually got his violin, it takes a second or two for the camera to get to the point where you're like, oh, he's got the violin. We know that because it's pretty much a carbon copy of the MGP performance. But there's for the first time, because of the lights maybe as well, it's hard to see it. I do think though his graphics compared with Eleni's, they look so much more expensive and actually like pop a bit more. And again with like Lithuania with the hologram people and all that, this is the best use of the graphics so far, I think. And I don't know, I think I'm worried in a way that we're going to Oslo next year, but I think the story, the 1500th song or whatever one it is that he's performing and just all that, I worry that there is so much there that this might actually be Rybak second time lucky.
Look, jurors have their name attached to their votes. If you are a juror who will be publicly praised or criticized for how you voted, do you want your name next to a song that sounds like something from an after-school special? I don't think that you do. In fact, I think you'd be much more likely to vote for something like a Cypress, which is an adult contemporary song that maybe nods to Beyonce and has traditional elements. Like I feel like as a music professional, you would choose something, I don't know, a bit more grown up. There are a number of entries this year. Cesar Sampson, that feels more mainstream. This just feels too kiddie after school special. While he does have charisma, It looks great. They'd have a great package. I just don't think it's mainstream enough to win. And then you can say, oh, he swept the board in Norway. Yes, he did. But in Norway, he has a particularly special reputation, having won Eurovision for the first time in a long time. He's also had a career outside of Eurovision there. So it's a slightly different story. And I can read the comments now. He came second on Your Voice Sounds Familiar, Russia. Yes, I get that. But there are other songs I think that will appeal to people. This will do well. Look, I placed a bet on this to win. So if he wins, I'm happy. I'm going to get my money, honey. He'll pay for this trip. However, I think there are other very strong contenders, and the hype in the press room is a bit much at this point. Like, people are literally running around saying he's won.
I think the hype is because it's Rybak, and it's simply Rybak. And I just want to make it clear as well, because some people are interpreting my dislike of the song as being anti-Rybak, and it's like anti-Rybak. And even Alexander Rybak, he's putting up social media posts when people are criticizing him, like not just us, the internet in general, that it's anti-Alexander Rybak. It's not. Fairy Tale is still in my playlist. I still listen to Fairy Tale. Like, it's just, the song, I think, is beneath him, and it's a shame that he's come back with this and not something stronger.
I just think that it's very calculated, I guess, is my concern with it. I think it does feel like it was very much written to win Eurovision, and I just think that there is a chance that that might happen. I love Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale is one of my favourite winners of all time. I don't like this song, but I love the performance.
Yeah, and you do vote on the overall package, the overall performance, so there is something in this. I guess we can all agree it's going to the final.
Oh, God. I think so, yes, because based on all the other acts in this final.
They have a package. Like, so many countries have shown up and they don't have a complete vision. Whereas this vision we've seen before, we've seen it work, and now it's being executed even better. In any case, that is what we think. What do you think? Are you excited by Alexander Rybak's That's How You Write a Song? Do you think he could win for a second time? How do you think the juries, the televote will vote for this? Do you think this will appeal to many people across borders, across ages, across demographics? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure to like the video.
And then subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that's how you'll get an alert every time we put up a video.
Oh, well done. We'll see you later. Bye.